Good morning. It is rhubarb day. Not 100% sure whether it's going to actually rain yet. Guess we'll find out. But we need to get rhubarb in the freezer. I've disturbed birds. So as I was saying, we need to get rhubarb in the freezer because I've got a lot of rhubarb. First things first though, I have to get these rhubarb flowers off because I don't want them to flower. So I'm going to do that. Then I'll tell you what else we're doing. I did leave some of the little ones in there because, oh, wait a minute. What are you doing so low? Where'd he go? There he is. Oh, he's way over on the other side. Oh, he's way over on the other side of the hill. Wonder if he'll come back around. I'm not sure if he'll come back around. Not sure whether he even showed up on the camera. It's not very often they fly that low. He must have spotted something. Or he's just touring. You never know. All right. Let's get back to work. Oh, nope, never mind. I lied. That's not him. He's being chased by a raven. That was kind of cool. All right. In case you're wondering too, by the way, it rained again. And I never actually did get all the grass cut. But that's okay. I'm hoping I can get that done later today because some parts are long, some parts are short. All right, back to the job at hand. So what we're doing is we're going to yank a bunch of rhubarb, but I want to collect the leaves. Rhubarb leaves make fabulous mulch. They're huge, which is great. And I want to put them on either side of where the peas are to kind of help with the, well, my whole weed failure. So, you can be pretty drastic when it comes to pulling rhubarb. It's not a big deal, but make sure you pull it. So the way it works, when you yank it, it doesn't actually hurt the actual rhubarb itself. All it's going to do is it's just going to make room for more rhubarb to grow. Now, if you cut it, the stem can go bad and you can actually affect the root. So, yeah, it's like peeling an onion, to be honest with you. You're just peeling the stalks off the root. We need a lot more, by the way. I want 4 big gallon bags in the freezer, and we have to make some barbecue sauce. I'm procrastinating. I gotta go back to work. Let's get to it. Nowhere near enough yet. This is our big rhubarb harvest day, but let me show you what we're going to do with the leaves. Well, this is what we're doing. So not only is the rhubarb leaves a great, just cheap mulch, but it's really, really good for the actual garden. This will compost in. I should have enough to go all the way up. I'm also going to see if I have enough to go up in here where the cucumbers are planted. And we'll see what happens. Now I need a lot more rhubarb, and I need the bug spray because Being allergic to black flies really kind of is not fun. All right, I'm gonna grab the wheelbarrow for all the rhubarb tops, figure out where my bucket is, and I gotta get this job done. Then I'll show you what we're gonna do with the rhubarb when we're finished cutting it all up. Well, woohoo! One full green bin. And over here, I've got the leaves down the one side of the peas and about halfway down the other. Oh, it's been a busy week, so I have been trying to keep up on the bigger weeds, especially now that I know what's beans and what's a weed. I can seriously go to town. But the carrots, oh my gosh, they are finally just starting to pop through, but it is so hard to spot the carrots amongst everything because they're so tiny. But you see that guy right there? Yeah, there's a bunch of those. That's a volunteer tomato. We have a bunch of volunteer tomatoes that we did not know were there. The stock pot is absolutely full. And that's the last of what we picked. So I'm gonna start getting it into bags. So that entire green bin of rhubarb, 5.5 gallons of chopped rhubarb. Well, I filled the stock pot completely and probably not quite half again. So that's not too bad. We still have to collect more, so I want to finish this one bag. I actually was kind of hoping to get full 6 1-gallon bags, but I don't have any gallon bag freezer bags left, so I'll have to put maybe 2 or 3 half-gallon bags in there and kind of go from there. So, but yeah, I really missed the rhubarb in the freezer last year when the freezer was down, so this makes me really happy. Well, at least I got most of the grass cut before it started to rain. Figured I'd try and get it done before it started. Yeah, it came a little earlier than expected. I guess it's a good time to take a break. 5.5 gallons of rhubarb in the freezer and 1 rhubarb blueberry crumble for dessert. My favorite book. Okay, one of. We are canning. So we're continuing on with our rhubarb adventure. So this is the next day, just so you know. Mother Nature started to seriously rain. We had some thunder, some lightning. Not a heavy thunderstorm last night, but it was definitely enough to put a kibosh on pretty much anything else I wanted to do, including making this. So what we're making, and it's all something that all of you have seen me work on and actually use, which is the Victorian BBQ Sauce. Now, I will end up making 2 batches of this barbecue sauce, but I don't have enough brown sugar for 2 batches. So I'm gonna make 1 batch now, and I'll probably make another batch a couple of weeks, give or take. The recipe is not your typical barbecue sauce. There's not a tomato to be found. None. A lot of barbecue sauces, actually I shouldn't say that. Most barbecue sauces and recipes that I've seen are tomato based. This is rhubarb based. So what I've done so far is I have chopped 2.5 cups of raisins. Yes, raisins. I pop those into my pot. And now I need 8 cups of rhubarb, so I'm gonna get to work chopping all that up. 8 cups of rhubarb chopped, half a cup of onions left. This little guy has got to be one of the best little things I ever found. It actually came from a place I used to work. Okay. So this recipe only takes a half a cup of onion, so not too bad. No sense in getting out a big food processor for a little bit of onion, right? Time to put it all together. We have got, like I said, 1.5 cups of chopped up raisins. Now they took a while. I literally just chopped them up as fine as I could. 3.5 cups of brown sugar. These are our 8 cups of chopped rhubarb. And only a half a cup of white vinegar. Now what else goes in? We have a teaspoon of ginger, teaspoon of allspice, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of salt. So this is going to cook on about a medium, give or take. I have mine set to 5. This is going to cook probably about 30 minutes. We'll stir it every now and then. And then we'll have barbecue sauce. All right, I'm going to let this cook. And then we'll get it in some jars and you'll see what it looks like. Okay, the barbecue sauce is ready. Now I do one thing different with this barbecue sauce that you're not going to see in the recipe, is I actually take my hand blender to it. It's still well underneath the consistency required for canning, but I kind of like it better because I find it easier to brush on things. Now, if you don't want to use the hand blender and stick more to the recipe, just chop the rhubarb finer. And it works like a charm. That's 7 jars. So these will water bath for 15 minutes. So, lid on, lid locked, and the timer started. Now to clean this mess up. So, Rhubarb Day 1 is officially done. So, let's recap. You ready? 5.5. I have no idea where I got 8 from. 5.5 gallons chopped rhubarb. Yay! And now that it has safely set, all sealed, 7 jars of Victorian BBQ sauce. This stuff, just saying, is good. Now, like I said, I go a little bit off the recipe because I just slice it all up and then cook it and then take my hand blender to it. That would probably help with the blister though if I just put it all in the food processor like a normal person would. That's okay though. No, the recipe itself is fabulous. It tastes great. You can spice it up a little bit. I've had a couple of people I know that have made it that have put chili peppers in it. So just like a shake of dried chilies, safe to can, not a big deal. I've had people put some paprika and chili powder in it. Garlic in it as well is really, really good. The point is it's a safe recipe as long as you water bath it for the proper amount of time. And we water bath canned it for the full 15 minutes. But I love it just the way it is. And if I want to do something to it, I'll add to it afterwards. Now I've made some good, almost southern kind of style barbecue sauce with it. You know, I've added vinegar, I've added brown sugar, I've added tons of stuff. And you can make it taste like anything. Add that with some tomato paste and some vinegar. Just saying. Oh, and garlic. Can't forget the garlic. Totally can't forget the garlic. I have braised in it. I've barbecued on the barbecue with it. I've barbecued in the oven with it. I've put it in the crock pot with ribs. I've done so much with this stuff, it's crazy. I have to get some more brown sugar because we do need to make another batch. at least one more. But like I said, that's the extent of our rhubarb this year. No more rhubarb juice this year. I actually still have some left. Tasty stuff. Don't need any rhubarb jam. Got lots of that. Might put some more rhubarb in the freezer. Haven't decided yet. But anyway, guys, I will type the recipe in for you down below. Bernardin doesn't have it on the site anymore because just like a lot of companies, they'll rotate through their recipes. And trust me, this is one you really should try. So that's it for our rhubarb adventure so far this year. So everybody have a great day. Have a great evening. Whatever time of day it is. And we'll see you next time as we continue our simpler life here on PEI. Bye for now.